Hey everyone, today we're going to give you a peek behind the curtain at Magpul. Sure, we all know they make a lot of cool products, but it's their passion for shooting that drives them to continually innovate. We recently were invited to spend some time at the High Bar Homestead, a ranch in Wyoming where Magpul makes magic happen. Getting back to the mountains after a couple of years in Texas was a real treat for me. To be fair, where we were located in northeast Wyoming, there weren't any mountains, but more like foothills. But the terrain felt like returning home. Cramped up in the hustle and bustle of Austin, it's easy to forget there are incredibly wide open spaces where livestock and wildlife roam free, and people are scarce. My mind stretched out and began to relax again, but it wouldn't last long. High Bar Homestead is an impressive range spread across a ranch, replete with 24 ranges of anything from pistol to extreme long distance, various elevations, roughly 1,400 steel targets, and over 8 miles of roads. A small group of shooters had been invited to this trip, an impressive cadre of special forces, military, police, and tactical competitors filled out the ranks. These guys were all impressive shooters with diverse backgrounds. There's only a couple perspectives you can take when faced with shooting in a group that outclasses you. One is being intimidated and not subjecting yourself to the embarrassment you know is coming. The other is stepping up and trying your best, trusting that competing with people that much better than you will elevate your game. This is the philosophy I preach, so it is the path I chose. On our first activity, the tactical competitors wanted us to get a taste of what they do, so a course of fire was designed to get us moving and shooting. We ran short distances between barrels and shot steel targets for time. I exercise regularly, but don't incorporate my shooting skills into my regimen, so this was new to me. The young, fit guys ran back and forth with a frenetic pace, making steel ring at each stop. My approach was slower and methodical. I took my time getting between shooting stations, but didn't focus on my grip and had trouble keeping up with my dot as a result. I was slow, but didn't have any misses, and was thankful for learning about the gap in my performance. Next, a time competition was held where everyone had to run greater distances downrange before returning and shooting rifles and pistols. Again, this was far afield from my normal routines, but I welcomed the challenge. I was slow and steady, but still appreciated the difficulty of hitting steel while trying to get my breathing and heart rate back to a reasonable level. In my mind, Archaeologus smirked.
It's a challenge. I have competing lifestyles, you understand? I like tacos, adult beverage, and the occasional tobacco product. I like shooting too.
Later, the group moved to a short shooting course where teams had to shoot, move, and communicate while addressing steel targets. This was fun, but novel to the tactical competitors in our group. This course served to prepare us for something called Johnny Bones Yard, named for the late John Noveski. Here again, we moved in teams, communicating as we recognized and addressed targets, but the distances were often greater, so rifles were employed as well. Without a doubt, this was a lot of fun. We worked our way up through a ravine and called our targets at various distances and elevations before shooting. As you might imagine, the weapons we used were decked out in the very best Magpul has to offer. Everything from stocks, grips, rail covers, and slings adorned our rifles. Sometime later, we were briefed in by Matt Gibson on long-range shooting. Matt has 23 years in shooting and firearms instruction between the Marine Corps and the Department of Energy. He's a long-distance connoisseur, an expert in a field I have relatively little experience with, so I listened closely. Many cool tips were shared. One was using a sweet optics mounting tool from Badger Ordnance, but my eyes began to blaze over when programming the Kestrel was covered. We went to the long range, which was featured distances as far as 2,000 yards. Here again, Magpul products featured heavily with bipods and comfortable furniture prominently serving crucial roles. We shot various rifles, working out to varied distances with spotters giving us wind reads. With the equipment provided and excellent calls, everything up to 1,000 yards was pretty easy to hit. Out past that, things got more interesting. The furthest targets were elevated, but working with Matt, I was able to slowly stretch out and keep getting hits. It's thrilling to find the solution when you are shooting an elevated target over a mile away. Multiple wind reads applied to the bullet's flight path, but Matt still got me on, and I scored a hit at 1,860 yards.
Nice.
Still later, we perched at various shooting stations high up on the side of a valley. An array of targets lay across that valley on the other side, some high, some low, and unknown distances. Our challenge was working out the shooting solution for the different rifles we were using. Some were chambered at .556, while others were much larger. Hey everyone, we appreciate you watching the video, but I also want to let you know I wrote an article. Head over to pewpewtactical.com. You can find the link in the description below. Check out the article for even more information. All in, the whole Magpul experience was impressive for a number of reasons. First off, there was a great sense of camaraderie. Whether we were shooting skeet, running up a drainage, or joking by the fireside, many like-minded shooters had convened to enjoy a great time in an amazing setting. Secondly, passion and expertise were both evident as driving forces in what Magpul stands for. Drake Clark, the owner of the High Bar, is a Magpul employee and ex officio historian. His shooting knowledge was only surpassed by his hospitality. Everyone there truly wanted us to learn and have a memorable experience, but it was evident they were all committed to the continued understanding and development of shooting at all levels. I sincerely appreciate Magpul having us out to the High Bar. It was an amazing experience I'll not forget. I also want to thank the fine group of shooters who elevated my game by simply showing up, but also by sharing tips and lending expertise. Hey everyone, that's going to do it for us. We appreciate you watching. Please hit that like and subscribe button on your way out, and we'll see you on the next video.